Nice. Yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is the August episode of SPR monthly vlog. For those of you that are new to the channel, at the end of each month we do a bit of a roundup of what's been going on. Oh, phone's going off. What's been going on at this month at the garage. Well, the start of the month I was away for a week. I did the North Coast 500 on my motorbike, and we asked you in last month's vlog, would you like to see a video of its own carrying out that trip? And I'd say 95% of the answers was yes, so we made a vlog out of it and we're editing it as we speak, and that will be coming out next month. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell button to get notified of new videos that come out, because it's a little bit different. It's very different to what we normally film at the garage. I'm actually really looking forward to see what everybody thinks of that video, because obviously I really enjoyed the trip and I actually really enjoyed putting the video together, because not only is it different content for the channel, it's also a really good memory for me. It's just on YouTube forever and I can look back at it. What else has been going on? So I've had lots of staff off work this month. We're actually more than halfway through the month and I've only just picked up the camera. I was off for the first week. When I got back, Paula was off for the second week. When she got back, Nathan is now off for the third week in August, and Dan, who works at SPR, everybody knows who Dan is, unfortunately has broke his foot. For the regular viewers will know that Dan does stock car racing, and he's been spun into a wall and jarred his foot or whatever, and he's broke his foot. So Dan is also out of action for however many weeks you need off with a broken foot. So pressure has been on. Garage has been extremely busy. As you can imagine, I didn't prepare for an extra member of staff being off. Somebody's been off every week this month and I wasn't expecting another member of staff off. I've been crazy, absolute crazy, far too busy to film. I think that brings you up to date with what's been going on this month. Oh, Office. Office is coming on really well. My mate Jack has been in, finishing off a few bits. He looks like Johnny Bravo. Do you remember Johnny Bravo with the big teeth? Yeah, Johnny Bravo's been in. He's been, what have we had done? Massive clean up. Been doing a bit of painting the floor and stuff. Carpet tiles are down. He's fitted the door, so we've got a door separating it. The last couple of months I've been doing like an update at the start of each video, whereas it's nearly finished now, so I'm actually gonna do an update later on in the video. I want to get it finished before I show you. But yeah, for now, move you on to my first job. My first job of the day is a 211 E63 AMG. Quite a rare car, to be honest. Estate as well. So this is actually a really, really rare car. Very nice, by the way. I like the E63 Estate 211. It's a bit different. Not many people know that you could get the famous M156 engine in a 211. Anyway, 130,000 miles. The customer wants the injectors replacing. As you know, if you're a frequent viewer of the channel, that is an extremely important job to do on this model. These injectors are known for sticking open and potentially can cause internal engine damage. We'll explain a bit more of that as I do the job. Oh, it's got the rear screen for the passengers. really nice condition. So yeah, as you know, monthlies aren't too in depth, they're just a bit of an overview of what's going on, but we've got some nice cars in today. We've got a 124 estate in as well, which is coming in for some kind of squeaky noise. Got a 190 in. That 190 has actually been on the channel before on one of the monthly vlogs. I've started filming a separate video with that. Another reason to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But for now, let's get this E63 in. It's having a health check as well, see if we find anything on a health check. I'm just getting the car in. When I'm driving forward and I apply the brake, I can feel like the suspension jolting. So I've just got John to check it as I drive past, and he said the wheel's jumping backwards. But yeah, it's having a health check this as well. And I'll also show you what the rest of the boys are up to. The rest of the boys that are actually in work anyway, because as I've explained, got a lot of staff off at the moment. Right, so I've got the E63 all set up on the ramp, so I'm just seeing what John's up to. I thought it'd be worth showing this because it's first time we've come across this problem on this model. 205 C-Class coupe in, and it's got a knock-in when turning, like a creaky clunk. So is it like when you're manoeuvring?
Yeah, you put full lock on. The minute you let the brake off and the flex of the car moved, it was a loud click from offside front.
So manoeuvring round, body roll, we could hear a click. Now we've experienced this quite a lot of times with SLs and CLKs, SLKs that have the strut braces underneath the cars. So John recognised that noise as very similar to that. So he's opened the bonnet, he's gone straight to the strut brace. It has a strut brace under the bonnet as well as underneath the car, and this bolt was actually loose. So that bolt was loose, so what he's done is he's took it out completely, put some grease underneath, but you could see where it had been moving and it's worn the paint out underneath. So he's got to tighten that back up. But this car has two strut braces at the top on each side. So you've got one there and you've got one there. If you take the under tray off the car, there's also two more underneath the car, so he's checked those as well, but that was the main one. So that's definitely one to look out for on a 205. So like John explained, when he's manoeuvring the car and you've got the roll of the body, you could hear like a clicking, high-pitched clicking noise. So that's quite a good find, that. If anyone gets a noise like that, I'd definitely check their tight. So I've got the injector rail off the E63. Just going to show you something, one for the M156 boys. So as you can see, I've got the injectors off, but we'll get back to that in a minute. What I am going to show you is the injector rail bolts into these mountings all the way around the manifold. Now these manifolds are also very common for corrosion on the inside and the outside. Inside there's a plate which corrodes, which is replaceable with a non-genuine part, but the outside, so this is the outside.
I'm Captain Obvious.
If you look at this, where it's supposed to screw, you can see a really bad crack down the back edge there, down the back edge and all around, and the bolt that holds it is just falling in and out, it's not doing anything. So the rail is only being held in with 3 bolts instead of 4. I'll just show you how this just drops in and out. So you can see how baggy that is. It's doing nothing. Now the last thing I want to do really is drill and tap that, because it's all cracked. It's just got to open up more and create a bigger problem. I'm going to see if I can do something with it. I definitely don't want to drill it. Going to have to advise the customer about that, because if that crack gets any deeper, the crack's going to go inside the manifold. Very temperamental, these M156 engines. Oh, feathers just landed on me. Somebody has come to visit me. Keep that to one side, put that on there. It's nice when that happens, isn't it, if you believe in that kind of stuff. I'm going to see if I can put an insert in there or a helicoil, if I can get one in without drilling it, because it's opened up that much. But other than that, the job's going well. This car has had a full set of Delphi coil packs on, which again we sell on our website. We also sell sets of injectors on our website. So let's talk about why we're replacing the injectors. We are replacing the injectors because on an M156 they are known for sticking open. For those of you that don't know, an injector is supposed to spray, so it's like psh, 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 psh. And when I say it sticks open, it's literally just on all the time, squirting fuel constantly, and that fills up the bore. The bore is where the piston is, and as it fills up with fluid, the piston comes up and it can't compress the fuel, and then it bends the rod. Not ideal. I've seen it over and over again. I've seen some people be very, very lucky and cause no engine damage, and then I've seen others that have had to put new engines in cars for people. This car's done 130, 140,000 miles. A lot of people ask me, when should you change them? My answer is, I don't know. I did a video and loads of the comments said, well, it's all good and well, you're telling us this information, but when should we replace them? If you've got no history of them being done, regardless of your mileage, I would get them done so you know that they've been done. I've seen them fail at 40,000 miles. I've seen them fail at 160,000 miles. So there's no pattern with it. I don't know why they fail. Maybe someone in the comments knows or has better knowledge of it than me. But because these cars are getting older now, I would forget the mileage thing. The cars are old, the injectors are old, just replace them. I think I've replaced mine about 80. I'm probably going to change them again 130, 140. For the cost of it, it's definitely good insurance to replace them rather than blowing your engine up. But in the meantime, I'll crack on and get these changed. Right, another one for you that's mentioning. I've got a GLE behind me, and the alarm is going off intermittently. And of course, it's going off in the middle of the night, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So the customer isn't happy, his neighbours aren't happy.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Anyway, we've got it in, and took us a little bit of fiddling around this one, but we've looked into it, and there is a fault with the overhead control panel, which John is replacing as we speak. And integrated within the overhead control panel is the ATA control panel. I think that abbreviation stands for anti-theft alarm. So basically, we couldn't communicate with that control unit. After a bit of messing around, we could gain communication. So what's happening is, in the middle of the night, when that control unit's deciding it doesn't want to work anymore, that's when the alarm is going off. There is a few other checks we had to do before committing to this. There's a couple of plugs that you need to check, a couple of earth leads on the floor of the body that you need to check. So we've checked all those out. There is a Mercedes document as well which helped us identify this problem. Well, I say it helped us identify, it gave us a bit of backup to our theory, I'll say. We do have sirens going off in the middle of the night and stuff like that, but it's generally on the older stuff like the E63 I'm working on. They all used to have problems with the alarm sirens themselves. On the 212 E-classes, again, sirens and wiring looms used to corrode. But this is a newish one to me. I think this is only the second time I've had to do this. But yeah, unfortunately, you've got to replace the full control panel, overhead control panel. So I've just been to check how much that control panel is, and it is £350 plus VAT. So with your labour, programming and stuff, it's five or £600 job with your VAT, something like that. That's a newish one. I actually really like the GLE. It is a car I'd probably have, not a diesel. Yeah, thought that'd be worth showing, that one. If anyone's got a GLE or any other modern Merc that shares that same control panel, alarms going off in the middle of the night, that is something to consider. Yeah. Right, the injectors are ready to go back in now. Obviously, new injectors fitted to the rail, old ones off. I've give the holes that the injectors sit in the inlet manifold a good clean out. If anyone doing that job, it's well worth getting some big cotton buds and getting in there, because it gets full of crud in there. So give them a good clean. Just going to show you what I've done with this thread. I couldn't leave it. It's a bit of a while you're in there. It'd be a shame if I didn't do something. Anyway, what I've done is I've put an oversized tap down through the stud without drilling it because it's opened up, and then I've put the right sized helicoil in. It got a reasonable thread on the inside because, like I say, it's opened up, so it's too big really. So this is going to sound a little bit rough, a bit cowboyish, but it's better than leaving it. So oversized tap, and then I've screwed the correct size helicoil in, but I have put glue on the helicoil, Gorilla Glue to be precise, screwed it in, and then I've Gorilla glued the outside of it so it will run down the helicoil, so it's fixed in there quite firm. Let that dry, then I've ran another tap down the inside of the helicoil to clean the glue out of where we're going to put the bolt. So essentially I've glued a helicoil in. It's not ideal, obviously I'm just doing it because I'm there, I'm in that area. It'd be a shame not to. I've got to inform the customer, you know, that's the best I can do with my ability anyway. If what I've done holds, well, it wasn't holding before and it didn't have a problem, I'm going to advise him that this is a small finding, keep an eye on it. If it's not causing you any issues, leave it. I'm going to get the rail back in, see if that screw does a better job of what it was doing before. Right, that's the E63 done, all back together. Just give the engine bay a quick clean down. The stud, put a new bolt in that stud and it held it. I didn't to get the torque wrench out or anything like that. Screwed it all the way down, a little nip. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, nice. The M156s in the early cars, and what I mean by that is anything before a C63, which is what this engine's famous for, to be honest. When that C63 came out, when they put them in, say this E63, CL63, CLK63, CLS63, they really toned the exhaust down. It doesn't sound like your traditional C63, what you expect to hear. You know, the famous C63 sound, they really, the exhaust were toned right down on these, and then they decided to unleash hell. Got to get the health check done on this. Engine badge is missing. We sell those on our website. Officially, you got to replace the front cover. We do sell a badge that you can stick into place. Got a health check left to do on it, so we'll see what's going on that. Right, that is the E63 all done. I've just finished a health check on the car, so the last thing to do is a road test. As suspected, I did find a couple of things on the health check. Suspension arms, quite a few suspension arms need replacing. The bushes in the arms are all split and allowing the arm to move too much, which is causing the wheel to jolt when I apply the brake, just rolling. When I apply the brake, I can feel it, a bit of a bang back through the brake pedal, and that's allowing the wheel to move. So yeah, it actually wants 4 suspension arms, 2 on each side. A bit unfortunate, but the car's actually in really good condition. I mean, a car of this age is going to need stuff like that. It's done 130,000 miles, but overall condition, take those suspension arms away, the condition of the car underneath and stuff is quite good. But yeah, that's this one all done. Bit of a rare car these days, 211 E63 in an estate. Last thing to do is road test and check we've got no fuel leaks or anything like that. Check my work over, and that's it. Right, next up, 230 SL 500 with 100,000 miles on the clock, and I have to say, in very good condition. Oh, it's got a Alcantara roof. Not sure what the difference is between Alcantara and suede. It's very similar, but that is very nice. And it's got the pan roof with blind. Yeah, very nice. Looks like it's had the wheels refurbed. It's been in a couple of times, this. Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Customer complaint. Rear differential oil change. Very neglected item on non-AMG vehicles because Mercedes don't give a service schedule for it. So good man there. Bouncing over bumps on the rear end. Oh, and possibly a ABC fluid change. So make sure that ABC works. Oh, it's got keyless entry and it's got radar cruise control. Very nice, very nice. These 230 SLs are a very good looking car, aging extremely well. Bit like the CLK, and these are a bargain. Parts are getting a little bit limited on them. I have done a video on one of these before. Got a bit of stick in the comments as well. I kind of made it out to be not a good car, but it is a good car. It is a good car. Yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. The problem is some commonly known parts to fail are no longer available to buy from Mercedes, which makes it a difficult car to buy. They are expensive to repair as well, but I do like the 230 SL, very good looking car. Let's get this down the road, put my seatbelt on, have a feel of the bouncy rear end. We all like a bouncy rear end, and see what's going on. It's back on the industrial estate and it drives terrible. The back end is not only bouncing all over the place, it's like skipping all over the place. I don't know if anyone's ever driven a car with burst shock absorbers on the back end, but that's exactly what it feels like. Obviously this has got ABC hydraulic suspension. When I put the suspension up, so put it on stage 2, the suspension's going up a little bit slower than I'd like. But yeah, I'm gonna just get it in the garage and do the traditional bounce test. Yeah, I'll show you what that is. Old school way of checking your shockers. This is how you'd check shock absorbers back in the day, but ABC suspension, same principle. So I'm literally gonna bounce on the back end, and you can see that is bouncing too much. It's like an American pimped out car. You can see that's just all over the place. That shouldn't be doing that, and as soon as I let go it should go down, come up and settle and stop. That is way too bad. We'll check this side. Yeah, I mean, if you come round and look at this wheel, it's a very good looking car, very nice. That continued to bounce for 3-4 bounces too many. We've got some kind of issue going on there.
I'm Captain Obvious.
Get my fingerprints off. We'll have a look into this one, I think, but yeah, that doesn't drive the best at all. Right, I've done a few more tests on the SL for the window up, for the bouncy rear end. I've had it on the ramp, checked for leaks, checked for the obvious stuff, checked the fluid level, stuff like that. Everything's fine. Had it on the diagnostics to do a few tests. The ABC system is actually quite a complicated, advanced system for a 20-year-old car anyway. So no leaks, which is good. Basically, this system has what they call accumulators, one for the rear and one for the front, and that helps dampen the suspension. This is the best way I can explain it. Your ABC system replaces a traditional shock absorber. Inside the strut there is still actually a big steel spring in there, so it only replaces the absorbing side of it, as far as I'm aware anyway. And there's a big accumulator, it's like a grenade, it's a big chunky piece of steel, and that helps the fluid that's going in and out of the rear struts dampen the fluid to replicate a traditional shock absorber. I think that's the best way I can explain it. And there's also what they call a pulsation damper, which screws into the side of the ABC pump itself. Now, pulsation dampers are quite common to fail. Accumulators, I've done a couple, but not a lot, I would say. With this car, I'm going to recommend to the customer a couple of options. We can replace the rear accumulator to hopefully stop this bouncy rear end, or we can kind of do a full ABC service, which would be the rear accumulator, the front accumulator, and the pulsation damper on the side of the pump, along with an ABC filter and fluid flush and change. Each component we need is about £300 each, so there's 3 in total, so that's £900 plus the ABC service and filter. You know, it's not going to be a cheap job. So I'm going to provide options here. Do you just want that fixing and a bit of a fluid change and a filter, or do you want to, it's not going to future-proof the ABC system, but do you want to change another couple of components at the same time, i.e. the front and the one on the pump? So yeah, it's a great system, this ABC system, when it works. When it fails, it's expensive. I do like the ABC system, but would I want it on my car? I'm not sure, because everything's expensive. You know, this repair is going to be, I don't know, anything from £1,500 to £2,000. But yeah, that's as much as I can do with this one. So we'll see what the customer wants to do and go from there. Right, next up for me, I've got a 205 C-Class. Two quite basic faults with this one. We have got washer jets are quite weak. They're not squirting as high up the screen as they should be, so we've either got a weak pump or some kind of blockage going on there. And also the horn doesn't work. As you can see, no horn, which is quite dangerous in a car. So I thought I'd show you this one, because everything doesn't have to be a super involved, complicated job, does it? Like the simple stuff people might be interested in as well. In fact, me and a good friend of mine, Tom, gonna name drop him, Tom, we've always had a bit of a standing joke of how much does it cost to fix a horn on your car. Can't go into the story, it's a long-term joke. But anyway, this one is for you, Tom. First thing I've done is I've plugged it on the diagnostics and checked a few actual values. The first value I'm checking is when I press the horn, is the car registering that I am pressing it? And I could see that the computer was registering that I am. That makes me know the contacts behind the steering wheel are good. Next was get to the horns. We got straight to the horns. I told the car to activate the horns bypassing this, and they still didn't work. Got underneath the car, took the under panels off, tested the live feeds to each horn. There's one on the left and there's one on the right. So this car has two, one high pitched, one low pitched. We're getting lives, we're getting ERVs, and the live is being introduced as we apply and let go of the switch. Simple diagnosis, it needs two horns. However, these horns aren't cheap, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we do need two horns on this, which is quite unlucky, I think, for two horns to fail at once. Mercedes do keep these in stock on the shelf, so that is a good indication that they sell a lot of them. As I explained, they are handed left and right, high and low. So as you can see, they've got different brackets on. It's got its own Mercedes style plug. These are £100 each. £100 each, and we've got two of them, so £200 in horns, plus the labour to test and fit them, which isn't a lot compared to the price of that. I've got a washer pump as well. I'm presuming we're going to need that. If I've just got a blockage, that's fine, but in the meantime, let's get these horns fitted. We'll have a look at the washer system. The reason I'm showing you this is sometimes these simple complaints, weak washers, no horn, you know, you think, oh, 50 quid, 60 quid, it'll be a fuse and a blockage or something like that. It just shows you how expensive it can be to fix such simple items. But for now, we'll get these done. Right, I've got the back wheel arch cover out to expose where the washer pump goes. There's the pump, which I've already removed, and there's the tank. The seal, that's the pump, and then that pump fits in a seal which goes around this stem here. And as you can see, there's like blue snot all around it. That is actually a filter, so I'll clean that off, and that is probably what's causing the problem. We see this a lot with the Mercedes washer bottles. It'd be interesting to know if any other manufacturers have this problem, but I don't know if this snot is like screen wash, like old screen wash, or is it some kind of lining that comes off the inside of the tank. I don't know, but we see this loads. I've replaced tanks before now, a tank and a filter and a pump, and the following year it's blocked up again with this stuff. So what I like to do is I'm going to take that out, give it a good clean. I'm going to pour in a couple of watering cans of hot water to try and wash that tank out best I can, put it all back together, and then hopefully the customer doesn't need a pump. So that'll save, I bet a pump's 50 quid. So yeah, we'll get that done. But yeah, we see this a lot. Be interested to know if any other manufacturers have this problem, because it's very, very annoying. Full watering can, full of hot water. Yeah, you can see all the bits coming out. Looks very cloudy, plus all those snotty bits coming out at the bottom. Flush it out, put the bung back in, see if we've got full pressure back. If we have, that's that done, I suppose. Right, that's this one all done. As you can hear, the horn is working. Good washer jets. As you can hear by that noise, it needs a set of wipers. So 2 horns, 200 quid, an hour's labour for testing and replacement and doing the washer pump. I've done it as like a full combo. Probably took a little bit longer if I'm honest, but we're generous where we can. We will help people if we can. As you all know, I like my little while you're in there's, do loads of little jobs that people don't even know about. Anyway, yeah, probably got to stick a set of wipers on it. Luckily we didn't need the actual washer pump, just a blockage, but I just got that just in case. I was going to Mercedes anyway. Last thing I wanted to do was come back, realise I need a pump and go all the way back. A lot of money to fix 2 very simple parts, but let me know in the comments if you want to see some simple stuff like that. Some of the simple stuff might be interesting. A few people might get a few tips out of it, but yeah, I don't make the prices up, ladies and gentlemen. That is Mercedes. But there you go. Right, next up, we've got a 215 CLS. Very nice car, very nice example, very expensive car in its day. This car's having a lot of service work, but I thought I'd show you this one. We could call it the tip of the month. SPR tip of the month. That is the driver's side mirror glass. So this is an oil-filled mirror glass, and you can see where the original glass is there, and then so all this is oil. So basically this mirror has an outer glass with the mirror behind the glass, and it has an electrical charge which goes through this cable here into there, and how it works is it's basically an anti-dazzle. So if somebody's coming past you with the headlamps on, that dims just like a rear view mirror basically. But as you can see, this has failed. There is oil. You can see how I can move it and squeeze it. So obviously the option is, if you want that feature to work, you have to replace the glass. That glass is about £300 on its own. Customer is going for the cheaper option, which is remove the outer glass and clean the oil behind, and then you're left with a standard mirror effectively. So we're going to get all this cleaned out, take the outer casing off, get it all cleaned out. It'll no longer have the anti-dazzle function, but the heated element will still work, providing it worked in the first place. It doesn't affect that. So yeah, it's a tip of the month. Try and show you a demonstration. And that is the mirror all done. Obviously you could just replace it for a non-dimming glass, but you can buy an aftermarket non-dimming glass. But for a quick, cheap fix, you know, takes half an hour, taking your time. Yeah, that is the SPR tip of the month. If you've got a oil-filled driver's mirror glass that's leaking, you can repair it. Right, first job back after the bank holiday weekend, and it's actually a complaint. It's a car from last weekend. You might recognise this, the overhead control panel on the Mercedes GLE. It's cured the problem, but we have got a customer complaint. It's a valid complaint. We've had to hold our hands up to this as well. I'll show you. It's not the end of the world, but it's kind of caught us out a little bit, so I think it might just help everybody else out. Basically, the old control unit came with a glasses case which opens and closes, and the new one did not. As you can see, there's nothing there. So the customer rang up after he collected to say, you know, he's not happy, he's not got a glasses case anymore. We had to, one, hold our hands up that we didn't notice in the first place, because we could have raised the question there and then, and two, he's had to come back, which he's not too pleased about, which I fully understand. So yeah, we didn't notice, and we should have done, and we could have raised the question anyway. Many hours on the phone to Mercedes, to-ing and fro-ing. Why have we not been sent a control panel with a glasses case? And the answer is the glasses case is an optional extra. To turn it into a glasses case overhead control panel, you have to buy an additional cover, which is about £100. But obviously we've got that part off the old one. So I'm just going to flip the camera back round again. So as you can see, this is the new panel. So we've took this cover off, and you can see there's a great big hole there to accept a glasses case. We are taking all the bits off. So that's the glasses case cover. We've got the release peg, the cog, the spring. So we're having to take all these bits out and transfer them into the new. So yeah, not ideal. Mercedes weren't much help at all, because the last thing I wanted to do was to start taking apart the brand new unit and void the warranty on it. If your car has it or doesn't, and you order a new overhead control panel for a GLE, it will come with the blanked off cover, and it is up to yourself to convert it back to a glasses case. Or if you haven't got a glasses case on your GLE, you can buy the kit for, I think it was £100, and you can convert it. It's one of those things, like I say, we've had to hold our hands up and say, yeah, sorry about that, we should have noticed it, and then we could have raised the query with Mercedes there and then. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. So unfortunately, customers had to come back. We're going to swap everything over and get it to how it was, put it all back together. The reason I'm showing you this is we're all human, we all make mistakes. And anybody that doesn't have a glasses case, I wanted to show you that you can, because there'll be a hole in the cover. And I hope everybody's had a good bank holiday weekend. We are super busy, and we'll see what else is going on. Right, next up we've got a 212 E-Class 220 diesel with the 651 engine. Quite a simple problem. The car is no longer charging. The alternator is not charging the battery. We've tested the batteries. They failed the battery test. We've tried to recharge the batteries, and they've still failed the battery test, so it needs batteries as well. Unfortunately, I think when the alternator's packed up, they've continued driving, which has drained the batteries and killed them off basically. But they've got two non-genuine batteries on the car anyway, so it'd be good to get some genuine ones on, and then hopefully the stop-start system will start working again. We've got the alternator itself, which has failed. A brand new Mercedes alternator, which is made by Valeo, is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was £700 and odd plus VAT, so you're not far off £1,000 there for an alternator. So what we're doing is we've given the customer the option of replacing the full unit or replacing the voltage regulator, which is inside the alternator, which is available from Mercedes. This part is £60. Like I say, the whole unit was 700 plus VAT, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a great way of saving some money, because obviously there's a huge difference there. 9 times out of 10 it is just the voltage regulator inside the alternator. Spindle gone.
Move like that.
Oh, I've spoke too soon. So basically, when you go to replace the voltage regulator, you won't know if the spindle on the alternator is good or not until you take it off. In this case, it has worn a groove in it. I'll show you. So you can see where that's pretty smooth there. That is not. It's got a great big groove in it, which is what all this stuff is. That's all the excess of the brushes in there that's worn out. So I was just going to say, 9 times out of 10, or maybe 8 times out of 10, you can get away with just replacing that, but you won't know if the spindle on the alternator is any good until you get that off, and it is a great big saving. But that is not going to work in our case because of that spindle. So everything I've just said you can now ignore. This car needs a full alternator, and we can't save the customer nearly 700 quid. Oh, always disappointing. We'll come back to you on this one. Right, we are coming to the end of the monthly vlog. Really gutted about that alternator job. As you can see, I was filming that live. Oh yeah, this will save you a ton of money, and just completely backfired. But yeah, I'd say 8 out of 10 times that is a good repair, and I'm actually really gutted because it's a really good customer. Been a customer for years, spends a lot of money on maintenance, they do a lot of mileage in the car, and I really wanted to save them some money. But it wasn't to be. At least I had a go. Unfortunately, I now can't get an alternator for 2 days. So the car's stuck on the ramp for 2 days, which isn't ideal for me, isn't ideal for the customer that it's off the road for even longer. But these things happen. So let's see what's going on in the office. In the shop room, we've started moving all the shop stuff up, all the merchandise stuff at the back. Obviously this is not much compared to what we need to actually bring up here. I think we can say that's looking a lot better now. And then moving on to the office. Here's Adam, the man behind the editing. And we're pretty much all finished. Got a little oil barrel in the corner, which we've put a seat on. Started dressing the walls a bit. We've got a genuine Mercedes clock, which I bought a load of them and put them on our website. If anybody wants one of them for their man cave, get on our website. Paula gave us an old scaffolding board to put our stuff on. Started putting some model cars on, stuff like that. Fake plant in the corner. Little cabinet, which I'm extremely proud of. That is from Dunelm and was £17. And yeah, this is our current setup. Oh, some blinds. As you know, we've got the hex light. Right, so we're coming to the end of our monthly vlog, and as you know, we try and do a giveaway at the end of each month. And this month we've got this cordless tyre inflator. You can blow up your tyres, your footballs, basketballs, pool, whatever you want. It's actually really good. I've been using it myself. I've got one myself, and it also doubles up as a battery bank, so you can charge your phone off it. Really simple to use. Turn it on, set your pressure, and leave it, and then as soon as it's reached the pressure that you want your tyre to be, it switches off. So yeah, it's about £100 worth of kit that. If it's good enough for me, it is good enough for you. So make sure you hit the link in the description to enter the competition. It's completely free. So that's the monthly giveaway done and dusted. I know we didn't do a giveaway last month, but hit the link in the description for that. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell button, as I keep saying, we've got this Scotland special video coming out, which is next Wednesday. the 3rd of September. We're trying to get more organised with videos, so we've got a wall calendar which isn't on the wall yet. Next Wednesday, so make sure you hit the notification bell button to get notified for that, because that is completely different to what we normally do. Adam's put loads of work into that, and I'm actually really excited to see it. I can't wait to see it, and I've seen it a few times but not finished on the telly. But yeah, the office is pretty much done now. We got some made to measure blinds off eBay, got 2 blinds for 65 quid or something like that, but I'm really happy with how it's come out. It's exactly what I wanted, to be honest, but it's a nice quiet space to get away from the chaos. Also, make sure to click the link in the description if you'd be interested in any of our merchandise. We've had a couple of complaints recently that we're advertising for you to buy it, and when people go to buy it, it's out of stock. But some of the videos are recorded weeks before, and then basically the merchandise sells out really quickly. So I've actually did a massive order this time, so I'm trying not to run out, but I can't help it. Please don't complain if your size is out of stock. You should be pleased for me that we're selling merchandise and it's out of stock. So I think that sums up this monthly vlog at SPR. Enter your free competition, like and subscribe. Hopefully you like my office, and if you don't, you don't. But I do, yeah. And we'll see you on the next video.